Welcome back to the Coastless Distinct Podcast, guys. It's your boy DJ KO. It's been a while, but I'm back. I'm back with you guys, and I'm glad that you're here with me. Hey, guys. So, before we get started, I'd like to give a big shout out to my man Nathan in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, for providing me with some apparel. I am so New Orleans. We got all the cities in New Orleans on my shirt. He's a provider in Baton Rouge. He has all the cities in Louisiana. He's coming to Texas. He's coming to the rodeo, so look out for him. Shout out for the apparel. By the way, speaking of New Orleans, I just left there. Guys, you guys are crazy. For Mardi Gras, I enjoyed myself. Lundi Gras, Zulu, I was there. I enjoyed myself and all my family, all my friends. We had a great time, had a blast. It was safe. Nobody got hurt. Nobody got shot. You know what I'm saying? We had God on our side. Praise the Lord, everybody. Shout out to God. There you go, Candy. Don't talk about. It's okay to raise your hands, baby. So, but anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I thank you guys for continuing to subscribe to the show, to subscribe to the channel, and continue to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. Today we have a special show leading into season 4. We have an individual that came. I wanted to come on the show because I think she has a very unique story. She has a book that we're going to talk about today. She's a Texan, and she's a converted Christian. And but she went back to the ratchet side. Was she back Christian?
I was like, is that me?
Right. So anyway, everybody, welcome to the show, Miss Kandi Greene. Hey. Kandi, how you doing, baby? You all right? Mm-hmm. You good? Are you alive?
I'm alive.
How you know you're alive?
I mean, I can see. Yeah, my heart is beating.
Okay, how you know we're not in a simulation?
Praise God, because I don't think it would look like this.
We'll be digital. We're a little bite-sized, like little on Tetris. Like.
I think we'll be a little bit transparent, a little see-through. I feel human.
Okay, I got you. So did you get a chance to go to New Orleans? I mean, go to Mardi Gras?
I did not. You're going to kill me when I say I've never been to New Orleans.
Hold up. Time's out. Time's out. And
I'm going to go.
So hold up. You're from?
Beaumont.
You're from Beaumont, Texas, which is
4 hours away from New Orleans.
Well, it's 1 hour away from Louisiana.
Yeah, I go to Lake Charles all the time.
That's what I'm saying. They have Mardi Gras in Lake Charles.
I used to go to the clubs in Lake Charles, but
no Mardi Gras ever. Wow.
I'm 37. I'm ashamed. Taking my black card.
I'm taking that away right now. Everybody, this black card has been revoked. It's been revoked.
Sorry.
Really?
Yeah.
Never been to Mardi Gras.
That's on my to-do list, actually.
You know what? And I say this because what's funny about that, we had some people that came from Texas, right? That first time ever in Mardi Gras in New Orleans with us, and they came with us. I suggest that you go with somebody that you know because it'll be more fun versus going just being openly and trying to find things. Go with a local.
I travel alone.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I went to the Bahamas alone, Jamaica alone, Miami alone.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I have things to do, and sometimes you don't need you don't need company. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So look, that's interesting because look, before we even get into the book, but that's unique for a young black woman to travel alone. You don't think that's dangerous?
Yeah, sometimes scary. I tried it out for the first time. I cried at the airport maybe about 30 minutes before I actually got into my Uber. But God is good.
Really? Do you drink?
I drink all the time. I used to be an alcoholic, so I'm kind of.
I think alcoholics is a good thing sometimes.
Really?
Yeah, depending on if you can function properly. Now, if you're doing a substance, any substance over.
Are you doing the most?
Yeah. That's different.
I don't
versus
do the most.
Being excessive and functional is two different things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have I have your book here that you wrote back in 2017, and the title is still catchy to 2023. We want to talk about it. The name of the book is called Vote for Loyalty.
Yeah.
So first of all, the inspiration behind writing the book. A young black woman travel alone from Beaumont. That's not typical. So how did you inspire yourself, or what inspired you to write a book?
I think that is the key, not being predictable, being a little bit over the edge, kind of extraordinary. I like to do different things.
Okay.
I don't know many people who wrote a book, and I'm kind of different.
Okay. What does that mean, different?
it means not like everybody else. Everybody's in the
Duh.
box. I'm standing on the outside of the
Okay,
box.
so you're
you know?
uncommon.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then when I hear people like, "Oh, I never wrote a book. I never wrote a book." Have you ever tried? Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever had a journal or a diary? Let's start there first.
But how did you get that, like, that notion? Like, was it a family member? Was it like somebody was journaling and he's like, well, you know what? I have a mentor that taught me how to journal.
No, I think anything that's inside of you, no one can actually put it there or talk you into it. So in order for you to do something, it has to always start there. And when I was young, I was always writing, listening to headsets and stuff, and I was just always writing.
So
Always
you
writing.
getting deep early in the show. Shout out she talking about getting things are happening on the inside. Okay, so basically, I'm using the scientific terms. You using purpose versus passion.
Can they coexist?
They can. You can have your passion and purpose.
Absolutely.
Right. But one is always gonna, I guess, eat at your heart if you're not operating in it. That's my opinion. You see what I'm saying? So somebody said that your purpose is your purpose is anything that you would do for free and enjoy doing it.
Absolutely.
Right.
For free.
For free. But people get paid for doing it because they do it. But I'm just saying they would do it for free. That's why they're getting paid to do it.
Absolutely.
Because it's who they are.
Yeah.
It becomes like me on the mic is natural. You know, I could be hollering at a woman on, at 15. But
Okay.
it's natural. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about the book, Vote for Loyalty. The name, the title, Loyalty. Why is loyalty an important thing for you?
I went with Vote for Loyalty for one because when I was in high school, I was voted most popular, right?
Okay.
I remember sitting in the audience and then everybody was getting like best dressed and most outspoken. And I just was sitting there like, I don't have an award. So I'm just chilling. And then when they said most popular, I was like, me? Oh my gosh, me? I didn't expect it. So.
Were you quiet or you was like?
No, I was a troublemaker. But.
Okay.
I was a troublemaker. I was a fighter.
Okay.
I was pretty much the noise.
Okay.
I grew up, but after that, it kind of like went into, I won't, like everybody vote for you and you don't even know it. Like so many people can cast and like, be on your corner and you don't know it.
Right.
And then that was the vote for, and the person is me, loyalty, because I always used to tell, I was married.
Okay.
And I was always like, I am loyalty. Like you don't talk to me about a word that I am. And then it just kind of.
So loyalty. Let me ask you this. Loyalty versus respect. Which one you think is more important? Or do you think it could coexist?
It definitely has to coexist because kind of to be loyal or to have loyalty, it kind of leads with respect.
Okay.
Because to disrespect them, you wouldn't even be able to have that kind of like, I'm not going to say like a passion or so, but you wouldn't have like that opportunity to be loyal to them. You don't respect them. So.
Okay. I get it.
I prefer you to be loyal to me because a lot of people, they can kind of disrespect you a little bit.
How? You gotta go deeper in that because what's a little bit? I thought disrespect was disrespect. How can you disrespect you a little bit?
Because sometimes, as I said, like even in the book, I've had a lot of relationships, like men and friends, that kind of like, I know you love me, but you do things that are kind of out of line. You don't have my back all the time when it matters, but I know you love me.
I got you. That's fair.
You don't prove the respect all the time, but you always prove you loyal to me. Like you might disrespect me, call me on my names, maybe take from me sometimes.
Right.
Do things behind my back. But I know when it comes to choosing a side, you always gonna stand on my corner.
Okay.
You ain't straddling the fence.
So, but that's strategic though.
Yeah, it is.
Because the thing is, if you are thinking on that level, and I'm pretty sure a lot of women think on that level,
maybe.
That's very strategic on how you choose people to be in your life.
Yeah.
Friends, or either or. But you gotta accept it.
True.
Right? So now with that acceptance, how do you like manage it?
I think now it's all about boundaries. Now that I've grown up.
Okay.
And it's all about you're going to respect it or I'm moving on. You can't force your way into somebody's life because I have a wall right here.
Okay.
And you can't. It's not a door. You can't knock on it. I'm not letting you in. It's a wall, and you're gonna have to bust through it. And I am fully prepared, equipped, locked, and loaded to not let you in.
I could from me just having this conversation with you, and this early in the conversation, I could tell that you're a thinker.
Oh, I'm an overthinker.
You're very Are you a Gemini?
Virgo.
Virgo. Because you're very analytical. I could just tell, like, you process things, or you put like 3 different strategies before it even happened. Like, it's like you prepared. You stay prepared. But anyway, let's get into the book. So I see that you have 25 chapters, right? And some chapters I read through the book, and some of the chapters that stuck out in my mind that I want to talk about today. And because the title just threw me off, but I just wanted for you to talk about it. The first title was hood adjustments. What is hood adjustments?
Hood adjustments are a lot of things that go on, maybe on the suburbs or in a good side of town, don't really happen like that in the hood. There's consequences to everything that you do in the hood.
Like what?
Like, you could, for instance, going for ice cream.
Okay.
The ice cream truck, when I was younger and growing up, it used to come down the block. When I was in the hood and I really moved to the first set of projects when my mom, divorced my daddy, it was even different how the ice cream came. It was different going to school.
It was, shout out to the different ice cream. She said in the suburbs, he had an outfit on. In the hood, he got Gucci on.
Yeah, he got a toothpick in his mouth. He like, what y'all want.
Right.
It's not, can I take your order? So it was just different, everything.
So I'm saying, so the adjustment is basically how to adapt. Is it how to adapt in different situations, or is just a set of rules that's different?
I think you always have to adapt because life is always going to change.
Okay.
And you have to be ready or not, but it's going to go on. So instead of throwing
what you mean ready? Like, what you mean ready? Because if the reason why I say that, because evolvement happens no matter what, right? It's either 2 things in life, and I'm preaching right now. It's either 2 things in life. Either you're growing or you're dying, right? So the evolution is that process. It's up to the individual to decide what direction they're going to go into.
Absolutely.
Right? So when you say change, and they got to change with the times, how do they do that if they can't recognize it? Because that's what I think that most people in the hood, quote unquote, hood, are getting stuck with. We call it hood mentality because they don't know how to evolve.
They are destroyed eventually. They self-destruct.
Correct. Because they don't know how to, and it could be anyway. This is not a race thing.
Yeah,
it could be.
Absolutely.
I think it's more of a class thing.
Yeah.
They just don't know how, or they don't have the tools to navigate through that.
Yeah. I think that even if at one point you don't know how, your circumstances and it's going to force you to do that. Like, oh, I have to know how to get out of this because I'm sick and tired of being the same way. Like they say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. We sick and tired of being broke or poor or in the hood, and we want better. So in order to do that, like they say, do better.
That's dope.
Learn.
I like it. That's dope. So let's move on to chapter 6. It was this poem that you put in here. I want to read the last part of the poem. And you know
love poems.
And the last part of the poem was like, "Where are you when I need you? Do you even know what's love? If you cannot answer my question, don't love me just because." What does that mean? The chapter was love versus drugs. What does that mean?
That's from my heart. First of all,
that was beautiful.
Thank you.
Shout out to the poem writers. You know what I'm saying? There we go. That's it.
But love versus drugs, because I think I had just started smoking and relationships and things like that.
Okay.
It was kind of hard. It kind of went into I couldn't even have love at this young age that I got introduced to smoking and stuff so early. So that's when my thinking had really went on, and you could tell somebody they love you, so I love you too. Why? Because I said it to you first, or do you really mean it? Why do you love me? Oh, I love you because you look nice today. Love me for my heart. Love me for the things that I'm capable of doing, not just physically.
Okay.
Let me get in your mental. I want to pick your mind. I want to live in your head.
See, that's too deep. You're going too deep. And a lot of brothers, I'm going to say this, and I want to speak for some of the brothers. Some of the brothers are afraid of that. When you say go too deep, let's go deep. A man, first of all, if a man never had that ever experience, and he does experience that, you're gonna drive him crazy.
Why?
That's why I think
love is crazy.
That's why I think dudes be doing crazy stuff, right? Outside of having mental problems, when they have like a woman that takes them to another level, another realm in love, and they never had that, they don't want to let that go.
That's always a good thing.
I know, but they don't want to let it go. So if y'all decide to break up or whatever, that's when he is like, no, you're not going nowhere. You're here for life.
Oh yeah, I've had that.
Because he never experienced that. It's like it's like a baby have a little toy and don't want to let it go.
Love is an experience.
It is.
It's not really forever unless you're married. So if you can't handle this experience while it is, I'm just preparing you for your next experience.
You said love isn't forever?
Not all love. I mean, look at me. I was married. He's dead now. So love isn't forever.
So, okay, so let's talk about that because we could go deeper in that because I think love is forever.
You think so?
Because love is not a physical trait. Love is a spiritual trait, and your spirit never dies.
Come on.
Right? So he or she or whoever it is, loved one, might not be here physically, right? But that love still transcends. It might go into something else, right? Because it can't destroy love.
You can't. But
right?
You can no longer feel it. And if you can't feel something, then why would you want to see it or soak in it? Like
that's true.
Why?
It's a season for everything. That's true. It's a season for everything. But it doesn't. I don't think it passes. I just think it's a time. It's a time for it.
Yeah.
Let's say that. I'm preaching today.
You are. Come on.
Hey, look at Kim. You bringing it out of me, girl. So the drug portion of it was basically you had an option. Either I'm gonna love, or I'm gonna love drugs. So can you love drugs?
Absolutely. I was a weed head at one point.
So I'm saying, what was that? That's to decompress, or was that to suppress some things? What was the? Because the thing is, I don't have no problem with weed, marijuana at all. The thing is, like we spoke about earlier about substances and abusing substances. I think it's if you use a substance to control your innate ability to go to the next level of thinking, that means you're suppressing yourself from something, right? That's my opinion, right? This is Dr. Adam talking here.
Okay.
But this is what I think, and but that's just me.
Yeah,
that's why I think, and nothing's wrong with it. But the thing is, if you, it's a thing of doing it over and over and over and over and trying to get a result, in which is most people's problem. They think you're gonna get a different result, and you're not.
That's how I felt eventually. So I stopped smoking because at one point I was like, I'm not even getting high no more. But I don't want to go to the next thing. You know, I don't want to smoke crack or nothing. So I was, let me
crack.
take it down a notch.
Crack. She went to crack.
I had to keep it real because when you already a thinker and you're smoking, you're gonna triple
overthink. Yeah.
And that's what I was kind of doing.
That is true.
So it led me to give it up.
So this is another topic, not another topic, another chapter in the book that the title actually it kind of caught my attention also. The cost of trust.
Wow.
The cost of trust.
That's expensive.
That is like heavy. That is heavy. You got to break that down for me. Because when you tell somebody the cost of trust, that's heavy. Just think about that. So break that down for me. What does that mean? And how did that chapter come about?
That chapter came about from not me personally. At that time, it was just my husband having so many people around him. I always used to preach to him. Sometimes you can really speak stuff over people's life, because the power in the tongue. Right. But I used to tell him, hanging with those dudes is going to cost you. I don't know if it's going to cost you your life, your car, your money. You're going to pay for it one way or the other. And so when you're letting people around you and you think you trust them, it's going to cost you something. Maybe a good thing, but it's going to be expensive. So
what made you be the mother or the wise one, the young wise one? Where did this wisdom just come down on you? Because, how did it? Because you was a young woman. It's like, how? Where you saw something? You hung around your grandmother? What was it?
Just to break it down or back up, shall I say? When I was molested when I was younger.
Okay.
It really opened up, you know how they say you grow up too fast? When I was in elementary, I used to think about things like, is this happening to me like I'm a grown person? So why can I think grown? Why can I think older? Somebody's doing something to me that's obviously some older thing. So it just made my mind open up, and instead of playing outside, watching TV, I'm not a TV watcher. I know you said earlier I watch TV. I don't watch TV. Okay. But it just made me think harder.
But that's so now you're going deeper. So now you because I have more questions because now well first of all I'd like to thank you for your vulnerability about that because most people are not vulnerable.
It's okay.
But I appreciate it. By you going through that traumatic experience, you didn't take it and use it as a guilt.
Who's the victim? Not me.
Right. So what was the mindset? Like why did you say, okay, well, this happened and I got to move on from it. But at a young age, but how does a person even have that in their brain? Because most, your brain is not developed like that. You know what I mean?
So people think. I know some smart kids.
Well, I do too, but yeah. You
You
can't tell them bastards nothing.
And if you do, they're gonna argue you down.
Right.
That's how I was as a kid. To where like you can't tell me this. Like I know some people know what they want, and you know it at an early age. And if you already know what you want and you see it in front of you, like who's gonna argue that? Especially with a child. I'm like the customer. I'm always right. So to me.
Are you really?
I'm always right. And if I can admit when I'm wrong.
Okay.
But I can tell you why I was kind of right.
I'm always right.
Yeah. I was right a little bit, but wrong about something.
Okay.
So I feel like at that age, I just knew like something wasn't right, but it's always going to get better. It can't rain forever.
Okay. Okay, that's good. That's positive. That's good. You believe in God, evidently.
Absolutely.
You believe in God.
It used to get deep. Like, even that early, I used to always try to kill myself.
Okay.
Jumping off of stuff, taking pills. I jumped out of a moving truck before out of the freeway. You have to believe in God to still be here. I'm like, God, why am I still here? Because he's not done yet.
So hold up. You are so calm and just like a pretty woman, and you're calm. And you had these experiences in which I never knew. Right?
I don't look like what I've been through.
Yeah.
Cheers, somebody.
Hey, hallelujah. What am I drinking? Hey, you don't look like what you... Shout out to who don't look like what they've been through. Then you in the Lions den. Huh? Ooh, I ain't gonna piece of that thing now. But that's amazing, though. So what's your definition of love? Just give me love.
Pure.
Pure? What's your definition of crazy love? Because that's a title in the book. You have a chapter in the book called Crazy Love.
Crazy love is...
Ooh, pure. Since you said pure is love, so is it?
Because I didn't get crazy.
Okay. Crazy love. What is crazy love? Now, Beyonce had a song say "Crazy in Love."
Crazy in love.
But you say crazy love.
Crazy love is like I'm not gonna say psychotic. Is it one word? It gets you there.
Really?
Over here.
Hold on. Psychotic love. Like, so is that because the what? The person, the sex?
It's more so like
the experience,
the bond, or like now I'm kind of like tied to you, like the soul ties.
Oh, okay.
I maybe trusted you, the cost of trust. I trusted you with something, and now the cost of it is my sanity. Like, now you got me over here going crazy because I thought you was going to love me forever. Let me bring it back down. I tell you, candy versus life.
Hold on.
And when you don't be who you said you were in the beginning, so allow me to love you being the effed up person that you are,
right? Versus
telling me you somebody you're not, because I was loving this when you really are that. So let me choose if I want to love you or not.
And the answer to that is always going to be no. I you know why?
Unfortunately.
I argue with women all the time because most women always say that give us the real you, tell us the truth, be honest, and let me decide from there. But when a man is honest, or when a woman is honest, in 2023, they can accept it, so they break up with them.
Wow, who does that? Because I feel like even the worst thing you can tell me is it's gonna make me respect you, but I'm also gonna love you more because you didn't have to tell me that.
Really?
You didn't have to be real with me.
I don't know a lot of women like that because, especially now, I would say this: if you in a relationship with someone, that's different. You will give them a second chance. But if it's like an initial jump off, like it's like, well, the thing is, I have a couple of women. I got STD. I got a couple of baby mamas. Blah blah blah. You like, thank you, but no thank you, because
you gave me a choice, but I have nothing invested into you. I could give you a chance.
That's why men lie.
A little one.
I'm not saying I'm not saying that it's right, but that's why men lie, because they want to get the person to that point to where they trust them. Then they drop the bomb on them, and tell them the truth.
But I think once you open up that door in communication, no matter how bad the truth is, it gives you a chance to be a friend with somebody. And most relationships are built from a bomb as friendship.
That is true. I believe that. That is true.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about starting over. You talk about your husband. His name is Gator, right? Gator.
Josh.
And everything that you talked about how some events happen in your life, traumatic events happen in your life, how you loved before in multiple relationships and it was canceled. Starting over. What is that?
Clean slate, but it's still dirty. I have a picture hanging over me every day I work, and it says, the only way to love is to realize that it may be lost. And then you have to, in order to try to hold on something forever, you have to be prepared for it to, like, leave, for you to let go.
That's important. You got to say that again. Because that's...
I said
You said something, but that makes a lot of sense.
It does.
In order to love, you got to be prepared that it's going to be lost. That's heavy.
Heavy.
That's real.
Heavy.
But I guess that's understanding you.
If you ever been through something. If you ain't been through nothing, you ain't going to feel it. It
Right.
don't mean nothing to you. You got to, like, work a little bit harder at life.
Right.
Not labor work, love work.
So how can a man... I got to cross my legs on this one, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm crossing my legs in the studio. Y'all can't see me. My legs right here. Look. But how can a man... I'm in my psychiatrist
You
mode,
look
right?
like it. Do I need to play back to this shit?
So how can a man... You date men, right? Oh, women.
But I'm joking. Men.
Oh, okay. Look, so how can a man get with a person, not Kandi, but a person similar to Kandi, like the the thought process? Because that's hard.
It is.
That's very difficult. Because most
Am I
men.
challenging?
No, I ain't gonna say you're challenging because that seems like you're complicated. No, you're not complicated. You're more of analytical person. So by being analytical like that means you had to put a lot of work in, and you got to be deliberate. See what I'm saying? You have to understand. Okay, I can't just do this because she gonna see that like
You're not gonna play with me.
right. Yeah. And then you talk about crazy in love. He might have a couple of guns. He might want to stab someone and shoot somebody. You know what I'm saying? So how can a man approach that?
Match it. Equally yoked. Be prepared. Come with your best. So.
But isn't that a spiritual thing? Equally yoked.
I think it's like a respect thing or like a fully equipped thing. Although I would never date somebody who doesn't believe in God.
Okay.
It's hard for me to have a conversation with you if you don't believe in the supernatural.
Okay.
Like things that just happen, miraculous things.
Right.
But for you to like match my mindset, like come just open up.
But that's not words though. That's actions. Because a man could tell you, well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and his actions are far from it. Yeah. Versus him, and then I believe also, like you asked me, guys. She asked me earlier. I had Sage in the studio, so she like, you got Sage? What's the purpose of Sage? And he's like, you believe in God? I'm like, yeah, I believe in God, of course, but I believe in people carry spirits.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But a man, or woman, I think most of them are not prepared to even handle that. Most women are because they are naturally thinkers and nurturers. You know,
have some heavy men thinkers.
You have some men
like
too,
you.
But men that are like that, most of them, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that on camera. I'm not gonna do that on camera. Shout out to the men. Shout out to the men. I'm not gonna do that. You know what? Some told me not to say that. I'm not gonna say that. But it's very few, right? And you have the ones that try to fake it. But you can't fake it.
I don't like pretenders.
It's a spirit. It's a being. It's an aura. It's who you are. It's like when you in a person's presence, you hear a person speak, or you just see a person what he or she does. You like it's something about that person, and that's what it is. It's that thing about that person, right? So how do you find a man like that?
I'm not looking.
We're not looking, but I'm saying when a man comes to you, approaches you,
I think I turn away a lot of people now.
Okay.
Because I feel like if you really want me, you're going to fight harder. So if I tell you no one time, you better run after me. But I feel like I'm too busy into finding myself all over again Because how can you really like give somebody the attention if you're really not really in tune with yourself? So I'm not looking for nobody, and I don't want anybody at this particular time.
Okay.
That's what the cost of trust at that time was. Now it costing me so much, so I don't want a relationship. I'm tired of disappointments, letdowns, and all of that.
Okay. What about friendships? Nothing. So you rather just be by yourself until that time comes.
What time?
The time you ready to prepare. You're prepared to be in something.
Yeah, I think I'm good though. You know how sometimes people just get old and they just not. I'm good.
I'm be so old. She's old.
Good.
But you young though.
Yeah, I mean I'm 37.
Yeah, that's young.
36.
Now if you 50, because the thing is, I learned that as you get older, companionship is important. I'm not saying date. I'm not saying marriage, but companionship.
Settling is hard.
Yeah, don't do that. Cause that's gonna be detrimental.
Yeah.
To your mind process, and it's gonna be horrible. Somebody gonna die early, stressed out, because you just in it. You like, I'm here, just because.
And that's why I'm good.
Yeah. Okay. So, let me ask you this. Forgive me for the day. Who are you praying? Who are you talking to?
I wrote that in somebody else's, like, in third person. So, I figured that's what he wanted to say. I was so mean.
Who is he?
I could be really mean.
Who is he?
Gator.
Okay, your
husband that died.
Your former husband.
I could be really mean. Yeah.
What you mean? Mean in what kind of way?
Like mean,
like say something crazy.
Like putting my hands on you, like being destructive, crazy love. Like I'm running up. Wherever I see you at, it's up.
Oh, but so you're a physical lover.
Somewhat.
I got you.
So I'm a lover.
Men, look out. If you talk to Kandi, look, remember, you see her, she like.
That's all by myself. I'm giving y'all like a heads up.
All right, okay.
Heads up, a warning before destruction.
Okay. So you're a physical person. I get it. You reach out and touch people. I get it.
Yeah, pretty much. I don't like to do much talking.
So you
talking now. I'm a talker, but I don't. When it comes
to that
too heated, I'm not gonna do too much talking. I don't like it. It's gonna make me feel like my hands like I don't know what to do. But forgive me for a day was basically I felt like that's what he was trying to say. Before he was killed, he was always reaching out to me. Like I want to say this. I want to say this. Click. Talk to the tone. Like I just didn't want to hear it. Yeah, I feel so bad about it. I beat myself up for years about it.
So before I got with any woman, right? And this is me though. And we talk about love, loyalty, and respect. The first thing I told them, if we start dating, if you hang up on me, if you do anything outside of your character, that's it. I said, because the thing is, if you say you love me, or if you say you want to do all this, and you get upset to the degree of where you get psycho, that's who you are.
No, you have to push somebody like that.
Even if
no, there's no if.
I'm the antagonist and I'm pushing all their buttons, right? If you still give me that, no, that's who you are. Because no matter how mad I get at an individual, I'm not going to go outside of my character to make that person mad. No, because it's not me.
Have you ever been pushed that far?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. And you stay the same?
Yeah.
You know what I heard? If you break a plate on the floor and you look at it, you say, I'm sorry, do it come back together?
No.
Exactly. Still broken.
It's broke.
Exactly.
Let's stay there.
So if you do that to me, I'm going to let you stay on that side. Since you broke me, stay where you at.
But I don't focus on a broken plate. I focus on how the plate was dropped.
Okay. That's what my focus was.
Because the thing is, it's about, I don't want this to happen again. So it had to be your grip was wrong or you wasn't holding it properly. See what I'm saying?
Be careful with me.
Everything in life, T.D. Jakes wrote a book about this. It's called Reposition Yourself, right? So everything in life is about perspective, right? Of course, we know the cliche term is the glass half empty, half full. Did the chicken come first or the egg, blah, blah, blah. But everything is about perspective, right? And how you see yourself in that. You see what I'm saying? I'm preaching too much over here.
I'm listening. You know I'm taking it. I'm
going
to be thinking about that later and being like, wow, the egg and the egg.
Yeah, but no, that's real though, because everything's about perspective. You can I could look at something and you can look at it and have a totally different perspective of it. Yeah. But the repositioning part of it, I might need to reposition myself at another angle to see exactly the full model of whatever I'm looking for.
Possibly stand in my shoes. You'll get a real good look at what you're doing.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. So when I say perspective, let me put myself in your shoes and see, okay, I understand now. Because I think that, like we talked about, I think that people, it's easy. I think it's an easy fix if you're willing to be vulnerable, open up, and go there.
Put in the work, make those changes.
That takes work.
Yeah.
And it takes time. It doesn't come overnight. It doesn't happen like that.
Yeah, but you can change your mind like that.
Yeah, you could. That's why I say if you go crazy like that, it's over. Bye. See ya. So the final thing that I want to talk about, and we spoke about this multiple times, and we use the deity term God. So you have the ending of the book, the 25th chapter, and it talk about God's favor, right? What is God to you? Who is God to you, and what is God's favor?
Wow. Everything.
Okay.
Because
you got to be specific.
All the
specific
time,
over here.
Unworthy. I'm so unworthy. I've been doing some things, and I feel like
I could tell.
You could tell.
No, I'm messing with you.
I've done a lot, and then sometimes you wake up the next morning and you still catch a blessing. It's like, God still love me. Wow, I've been doing this. I've been doing that.
Yep.
And so it's like, if He's still so faithful to me, so loving and forgiving to me, I can give Him some of my life. Let me give Him 10%, 20% today. Maybe next year I'll do 30. At one point, I'm going to get to 100%.
Okay.
I want to love like He loves. I want to be kind to His people, you
right.
know, like He is.
Right.
But I'm still so...
ratchet?
Shattered.
Oh, okay. But nothing wrong being ratchet, girl. You can be righteous and ratchet. It's all right.
I used to be ratchet, but it's in order to... You don't want to look back that way after you've overcame it. Because my ratchet was ratchet.
Okay.
New Orleans style.
Okay. Hey. Shout out to New Orleans, y'all. Shout out to New Orleans.
I never been, but I can speak.
Yeah. But no, the thing is this. Like, when I see people, like, back in the day, long time ago, long time ago, I used to teach. And I see those kids that's in the projects. And, you know, most of their parents were dead. So their aunties, grandmothers, and all them was raising them. And it's like every single situation that when somebody got killed, it was something. It was, when I say a simple misunderstanding, but it was more of they couldn't articulate it, how they felt, or they had ego to the point where I don't know how to like make myself vulnerable to the point to elaborate or articulate what I'm doing, and then peer pressure. So that's why a lot of sensitive stuff, even though kids now are like
sensitive.
Not sensitive, but kids now are like fearless.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Take it to the heart, though. Like, they say sensitive, and it goes from 0 to 100 real quick.
Yes, and they take action on that.
Oh, yeah.
And they don't fight it out no more, you know. Yeah. But, you know.
The world was designed that way to eventually lead up to so much chaos?
I don't know. And the thing is, I think everything is controllable. But it's all about what are individuals in their circle willing to do to sacrifice to make it a better place. I'm not saying one person's gonna change the world like Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
That's them days are over with. We got digital age. Instagram is influential, social media, YouTube, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But individuals in your, like, people listen to you. Your homegirls listen to you, right? Some of your family might act like they don't, but they listen to you, right? And you know you have a purpose on your life, right? And I was listening to Charleston White. You know Charleston White, crazy Charleston White. But he said something that made a lot of sense. He said the thing is, why he go to these cities and he helped these kids out and he speak against rap, drugs, blah, 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 whatever. He said because he has a purpose on his life from God, and he know God has him protected because he's not talking about no innocent people. He's not talking about no kids.
Covered in the blood.
Right? The same thing. So I think if you know better, you do better.
Yeah, absolutely.
You dig what I'm saying? So how can we find Vote for Loyalty?
It's on Amazon. It's on YouTube. Well, I'm starting that kind of. So I'm speaking it. YouTube.
Okay. There you go.
I'm going to start doing some little channel speaking. But Amazon and Barnes & Noble. I'm taking it down, though. I'm rewriting it.
Okay.
I told you I feel like it's too, what you said, revealing.
Well, I think vulnerability, I think it should be in parts. You shouldn't give it all at one time.
But I'm doing part 2. You're really going to love it. I'm doing part 2. It's called Levels 2 Loyalty.
Okay. Yeah. Because I believe in, in terms, because business is a whole nother avenue. We talk about, we talk about love, then we talk about the business side of it.
Yeah.
We can monetize off of both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can.
But it's just, it's a method to it.
You think?
I know you could. I see it all the time. People do it all the time.
But I don't think it's there yet. I had a lot of mistakes. That was a fresh book. Like, I literally wrote it. I took a picture, had some photos, uploaded to Amazon, published it myself. It didn't really go far as it could.
Okay.
So I had to now, when you try to reinvest into something, you realize a lot of the mistakes you made. So easy fixable. So now that I feel like, I could have fixed that. It's so easy. So why not fix it and go about it the right, successful, financial way?
You know what I think? If you want my opinion, I'm just going to give you my opinion. You ready for it? Mm-hmm. You said something that is going to apply to this. I think that whatever time and season it was for that, it was for that.
Okay.
Now, whatever your next season is, it's for that.
Okay.
You never go backwards.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
To fix something?
Yeah. No, never.
Oh.
Because it was supposed to happen for that moment to get you to this point.
Absolutely.
So now you're at this new place in your life, right? Mm-hmm. Now you focus on that. You don't go back because now you're dwelling on something that happened in the past.
Not really dwelling, but in order for me to push my second book.
Now, that's my opinion, though.
I appreciate that. Yep. It made a point. You made a very good point.
As always. As always.
You made a good point. However, I feel like it's preparing because I can't speak about part 2 because some people are going to know the backstory. How can I find the backstory? It just jumps right into this. You have to go read Vote for Loyalty. And you can find it on Barnes & Noble and Amazon. And I have a website, but I have to fix it because there's some things that I need to make storefront ready.
Okay.
I've been to some stores.
Okay.
They looking at it like, yeah, where's the book? Let us show it. Can you put it on my shelf? And this and that. And you slide on the book and they're like, woo.
Oh, okay.
They're judging the book
the
by
art
its cover.
Yeah, I got you.
You know?
You can change the cover. That's fine.
Yeah.
I got to show y'all the cover. What a book.
Wow.
I'm not going to show y'all the cover, but it's just I'm going to zoom in on that, but look. But the cover, yeah, but it's all good. She's a Xena warrior princess on here. You know, it's so exotic right now. It's like,
you know what? When people ask me why, I say because I was equipped. I pictured like just equip me in the armor of God. You know, people not fully clothed back in the day. So in my mind, I was dressed like that because that's who she was, a warrior.
But do you know a lot of people don't know what that means? You said the armor of God. People don't know what that is. Understand? So you understand it.
I feel like they should.
They don't though. Because when you say armor of God, when people use these terms, that's why I have not a beef with modern day preachers because they don't relate to the people. Yeah. Because these people don't, man, most of these people wasn't raised in church. They just came to a place that will say, okay, well, I don't want to do this no more. Let me go to this place.
Go to the altar.
And you go to talking, all this biblical jargon. They were like, I don't understand none of that stuff.
Yeah.
You got to talk about in layman's terms.
Yeah.
When you say armor of God, you had Gucci on, you had Prada, you had Dolce on, you had Yeezy slides on. You know what I'm saying? That makes sense because kids are like, oh my God, what is that? What does that mean?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to make it like in lame. This is my last thing I'm going to say about, my biblical illustrations. The reason why, my opinion, the reason why Jesus was so effective because he met people where they were. People didn't even know who Jesus was because he blended in with the crowd.
Yeah.
So that means he was in 50-15 acting up. I'm just saying. Think about what I'm saying.
Yeah,
because
he stood out though. He was healing.
He stood out because the power that dwelled in him, but he looked just like normal people.
Yeah, you looked, but the power that you possessed was so powerful and it was so captivating. People couldn't help but to draw to you,
right?
Because they knew you had what they needed.
But they didn't know that because he went to different towns.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how would they know that?
Once they find out, they're like, "Oh, I got."
Well, they're gonna find out. Then you got to get out of there. Yeah. Then you want to go to the next.
Once they realize who you are, they will be trying to touch your garment.
Absolutely, that's real. That's real. That's a whole nother podcast. We're not gonna go into that. That's a biblical podcast right there. But yeah, so let me get this thing. So, guys, look. As you can see, this conversation was very impactful. And it's going to help a lot of people. And Kandi is over here, she's being modest over here. And, she's going to be no longer, after this podcast, she's going to no longer have craziness in her love situation, right? She's going to be a very loving, beautiful wife again, right? Again, one day. Not this year, She's going to, go to Mexico and Dubai and Trinidad by herself first. And she gonna meet an African brother from Nigeria. Nah, I'm joking. But Kandi, I appreciate you for coming on the show. I really do. I appreciate the vulnerability and information that you gave to the people. So one more time, before we get out of here, I need you to give the people your social media where they can find the book. and you do like not mentoring, but you help out a lot of people that are struggle with the same thing that you talk about in the book.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I do motivational speaking events. I actually have quite a few of them that I attend. So I'm on Instagram, Kandi.vs. That's Kandi, KANDI.vs.loyalty. I'm on YouTube, Vote for Loyalty. Facebook, Levels with a Z, the brand. Because I try to do a little bit on the internet, like selling stuff.
Got you.
I feel like you got to do a million things until one of them lands you $1 million. So do it all.
I got you. That makes sense. Do it all. So look, guys, that's do it all. I'm gonna use that term tonight. Just do it all, baby. But anyway, guys, I appreciate you guys for tuning into the show. This is DJ KO. I'm glad you guys tuned in. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend where we are. Culture Distinct. Of course, you know how we doing. We growing. Shout out to I Am Soul in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. My man Nathan. Make sure you hit him up when you're down there. Guys, appreciate Kandi for coming on. This is the show. Next week, I'll see you guys. I love you guys. And you can't do nothing about it. Peace out.